I wanted to cover persistence and the notion that it's going to be easy throughout one's entrepreneurial career is pretty much dead in the water. It's not going to be easy. There are going to be hurdles and ebbs and flows, as we talked about. Michael, Dr. Doyle, I know that you started it up from, from the bottom, and you built this business yourself. Tell us a little bit about the persistence that was needed, because there's no doubt with the number of degrees you had, you could have gone to work for anybody else, but you decided to do it for yourself. Give us a little bit about your persistence.
I think persistence has to be linked with some sound principles that include a very achievable and well thought out and realistic plan and trajectory. And so when I finished my training in 1991, reproductive medicine was actually brand new. I mean, we all hear all day long now about IVF and things that many communities and hospitals routinely offer. But when I started, it was relatively easy to establish a niche, because timing isn't everything, but it's really important, so that I could, at the beginning of my career, actually face fewer challenges than I would say I did 5 years later. Because when you're successful, you attract people's attention, and when you make something look easy, the logical assumption is, well, I can do that too. So 5 or 10 years into my career, the landscape changed in ways that I wasn't the well-trained fertility doctor in the community. There were 5 or 6 or 7 of us now, and the competition changed. The demographics of fertility also evolved in such a way that as the population ages, more and more women are reaching certain ages where fertility options may change. So 10 years after I started, there were 10 times more doctors essentially competing for a third of the number of patients. So we're all talking about seeing opportunities and thinking about what we do and maybe ways that we can persist to move it to the next level. One of the opportunities that I saw was the fact that as women are getting into their 40s and older and having less and less opportunities to successfully achieve pregnancy, the whole field of egg donation was wide open, and that was an area that I helped develop and is now a large part of my practice. It's essentially women in their 20s donate eggs to our clinic, and we can use them to make babies for women who in their 40s and occasionally older whose eggs are basically too old. So now there was a whole new reinvention and a new niche that not only energized the business side of the practice, but also for me was really personally meaningful, because we're talking about taking a vision from medical school, which is I really want to help people, and I want to help them in the way that for most people is so natural. What's more natural than having a baby? I want to help people who need help, to a vision that has evolved toward redefining in some ways what a family is, or what family means, or what family can mean. I'll say in the last 5 years, as more and more of the fertility community has embraced egg donation as an opportunity, the field of surrogacy has always been interesting to me, and actually on a global level, some of the things that we do in this country are both highly illegal and shunned in most parts of the world. So that I've opened an office in New York, and probably a third of the clients that I work with now are international clients who come to the United States for whatever reason to work with surrogates that I secure for them and treat medically. The babies are born safely and legally in the United States, adopted to the parents from really around the world. I'm working with 32 countries right now, and the adoptions are occurring and they go home. So now the vision is not only pushing the envelope and redefining family and what makes a family and how to make a family within the United States, but I would say even on a global level. So for me, it's also definitely about the technology and the same ideas that attracted me to medicine in the first place have been able to evolve, partly because I've seized those opportunities, and in some ways partly because just from a sheer entrepreneurial business model, it's important that you are able to see these opportunities and stay a step or two ahead of the rest of the people who sooner or later will follow and hopefully, and try at least to emulate what you're doing.
Thank you, Michael.